Hey guys, what's up? It's Merc here from Bullshit Games, and tonight is going to be a slight departure from our Drop Zone Commander month. Slightly, just because last night I got a chance to try something new, and I thought I'd talk about it. And by new, I mean the newest edition of D&D. Currently I have been running a gaming group over the summer Wednesday nights, and we've been doing Pathfinder. Week before this, a buddy of mine in the group said that he had picked up the starter set for D&D 5th edition, or D&D Next. I'm not entirely sure what they've decided to call it yet, but it's 5th edition. It's the edition that came after 4th, and is hopefully going to make all the D&D players not quite as upset as they were. At least the ones that didn't like 4th. Anyway, we sat down, and we gave the starter adventure a try. Now, since it was a starter adventure, things I can't really talk to you about. Character creation. We used the pre-generated characters in the starter box, so I have no idea what goes into making a character anymore. I know from the character sheets we looked at, there's no more feats. Skills are incredibly simplified, and instead of saving throws like Fortitude, Will, and Reflex, you now have saving throws based off of your statistics. So there's strength saving throw, charisma saving throw, things like that, which was kind of interesting. I guess it's helpful. Some other interesting things, you have a passive perception now where I don't know how you calculate that. I know everyone in the groups was 13. I don't know if 13 is just a basic passive perception or not. But it's a number that you tell the DM, and the DM can just reference that number for in case you find a trap while you're walking, not actively looking for something. So it's a neat little ability. One of the major things on the character sheets for the pre-generated characters were personality traits, flaws, bonds, and I want to say that was it. But each character had their own little personality quirk. They had their own flaws that you could play to, and you had like a bond to an object or a person, and all of these things were there to encourage role-playing. And what I mean by that is if you played to your character's personality trait or you played to your flaw, the DM was encouraged to give you what the game is calling inspiration points. I didn't quite pick up everything that inspiration points could do, but they could let you roll at an advantage, or they could let you, I believe, change your roll slightly. So it's neat that they add that in there to kind of encourage more of a role-playing and playing your character. I played the wizard. I noticed right off the bat with the wizard class that spellcasting is a lot different. Well, no, it's really not. You have the spells you know per day, and you have spell slots, which you can cast, and you have so many spell slots. Like, my character at level 1 had 2 first-level spell slots, and I could cast any of the 4 spells that I knew in those 2 slots. So really, it's not that much different. The spells have changed. Shocking Grasp is now a 0-level spell, so is Ray of Frost. 0-level spells are now good, at least the ones that I had as a character. They're not completely useless. Ray of Frost did a D8 damage, and if you hit something, it was -10 to its speed. That was pretty great. Shocking Grasp let you roll at an advantage against anything in metal armor, and did a D8 damage. And since I've already said it twice, I'm going to talk about one of the things that I think I liked best about the new system, which was rolling at advantage or rolling at disadvantage. If your character has something going on, like you have a sneak attack or a spell like Shocking Grasp against an opponent in metal armor, you roll at what's called an advantage. Or if a party member helps you, you roll at what's called an advantage. And all that means is you roll 2d20 and you pick the highest. I like this system, and rolling at disadvantage is you roll 2d20 and you pick the lowest. I like this system. It's a lot cleaner and it's a lot more simplified over like figuring out how people in the party were going to add bonuses to your roll, things like that. I thought it was neat. I liked it. Some people, I'm sure, probably won't like it, but I thought it was fun. I thought it was a nice change. Combat is now slightly different. You no longer have a base attack bonus. You have what's called a proficiency bonus. And your character has a list of weapons and armor that they're proficient with. And as long as you're using your proficiency as long as you're using a weapon you're proficient with, you get the proficiency bonus. Cleans things up a little bit, and it makes it so that if you want to pick up that weapon you're not proficient with and use it, you still can. You just don't get quite the bonus that you would. Which, I guess, if your proficiency bonus is a +2 in this edition, and your base attack would have been a +4 in last edition, you would have got a -2 for using a weapon you weren't proficient with. It all balances out. But now it's a lot simpler. Some of the other thing. Now when you die, if you take a hit that would take you to 0 hit points or less, you automatically go to 0, and you begin to make what is called the death saving throw. I liked this mechanic too, because the old mechanic was you go to whatever, and you have until you're at -10 to be stabilized, or you die. And that kind of sucked if you got hit for, like, enough damage to take you right to -10, your character was dead. That doesn't happen anymore, at least it didn't in the starter set. You roll a death saving throw. The death saving throw is a simple d20 roll. If you get a 1 through 10, you fail. If you get a 11 through 20, you succeed. If you succeed, you mark one of the success boxes on your character sheet. If you fail, you mark one of the fails. If you get 3 successes, you regain consciousness, you're stabilized, you're still at 0 hit points, but you can act again. However, if you get 3 fails, you're dead. So you have a 50-50 chance 3 times of, passing or failing. I like the mechanic a little bit better. And you can still be stabilized. If you're stabilized, you regain consciousness and you don't, have bad things happen to you anymore. It seemed like things did a little bit more damage. It seems like it's maybe going to be a little bit more dangerous in hand-to-hand. But it definitely kind of felt like there was a push towards a role-playing aspect of it. Now, I will admit I did not play any of 4th edition. So I don't know how much of this has carried over from 4th into 5th. And I don't know how much of this is just them like shaking up the dice jar and throwing the dice out to see what changes are going to work. But I like the changes that I'm seeing. I'm sure there'll be little niggling things that just bother me a lot, but that's D&D. That's D&D in a nutshell. There's always going to be little things that just drive you crazy. My impression of the starter set, it looked nice. I didn't really look through everything. The adventure that we were playing seemed pretty cool. There was mines and goblins, and my party spent like 20 minutes trying to befriend 2 chained up guard wolves. But, whatever. So the adventure seemed like it was a pretty good adventure. It seemed like it had good pacing. And the other cool thing is, I don't know if you're going to roll for these, or if you just make them up, or the DM makes them up for your character. But everybody's character had a personal goal that fit into the adventure we were playing, which, if you achieved your personal goal, you got extra experience points. And I sort of started to work on mine before we ended, and it opened up like a side quest that I could have gone to do. So that was pretty cool. I liked that. I liked all the little, it felt like pushes towards role-playing. And again, like I said, I didn't play 4th edition, so I could just be completely talking about how these things in 5th I really like, and they're just things that have been brought over from 4th. But it feels like 5th edition is, I can still see the similarities to 3.5, but I can see where things have improved. And I generally really enjoyed our experience playing. I don't know if there's really any downsides. Like I said, I didn't get to... Character creation, I don't know how it works, because I didn't make a character, I just use a pregen, so that might be something that's a little disappointing. But overall, just from a starter set perspective, playing it only for one night, just getting to chew on the rules a little bit, I was pretty happy with it. I'm probably going to pick up the Player's Handbook and the Dungeon Master Guide, at least, to use. I don't know if I'm going to pick up any monster manuals, because as things haven't changed that greatly, I'm just going to use the ones I already have. But overall, that's been my experience with 5th edition. Like I said, we played the starter set. We got a night of it in. We got to experience the rules to an extent. I liked it. I'm interested to see the full rules when the Player's Handbook and the Dungeon Master's Guide and the Monster Manual drops. So here's to hoping that I like the full set of it, and it continues to impress me, because if it does, I might actually look back into playing some more D&D. But that's going to do it here for me at Poolshed Games. I just wanted to give you guys my opinion, my thoughts on D&D 5th edition starter set. If you guys liked the video, give us a thumbs up. If you've experienced 5th edition and you want to tell us what you thought, leave it in the comments. If anything that I have been like, well, that was pretty cool, has just been brought over from 4th edition, let me know, because I have no idea. But I'm going to go, and we'll see you guys next time here at Poolshed Games.